Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are a newbie, welcome and thank you so much for joining my beautiful family. And if you are a day one, thank you for returning. I truly love and appreciate you guys for your support. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something that I've shockingly never ever done on my YouTube video, which is very strange because I've basically had an ongoing acne journey from a very young age, and I've been very open about my journey with acne, and I've always found that it not only does it help me boost my confidence and almost deal with the issue better, but it also really helps empower other people, which is something I've been felt very strongly about on my channel. So today's video is going to be makeup related, and we are going to be talking about ways to cover up your acne scars, and I'm just going to be showing you guys how I go about it, especially when my marks are extremely dark and I find that even full coverage foundations don't necessarily come through for me. Before all the dermatologists and skin enthusiasts and team glass skin come into my comment section with unsolicited advice, trust me, we know we need to go to dermatologists, we know we need to drink water, we know we need a skincare routine. And the reason why I still have acne is because I reacted to a contraceptive. But anyway, that'll be in another video. So now that we've addressed that, if you guys are interested to see how to cover up your acne marks, and even if you don't have acne scarring, if you have hyperpigmentation, if you have discoloration on your face, naturally, especially darker skin ladies, you'll find that around your lip area you are darker, and forehead, whatever the case may be, I hope that whatever tips I share in this video can apply to you and you can make them useful. So if you are keen to watch, then keep on watching. Before we get into this, please like, comment and subscribe and share the video if you can. Yeah, let's get into it. I think the most important thing ever when it comes to any skincare routine, and very often when people, not skincare routine, sorry, makeup routine, very often people with acne prone skin also have extremely oily skin. So using the correct primer is so important. By the way, do your cleansing, do your toning, do your moisturizing, put on your SPF prior to you doing your makeup. You may feel like it's a lot of product, but your skin really needs the products that do the work and the correcting prior to you just piling makeup on it. You piling makeup on your face without looking after your skin is just going to result in a whole lot of more problems, but I'm sure you are all aware of that. The primer I'll be using today is this Versace Facetune Blur Primer. I got this from Muse Beauty and they actually gave it to me at a Beauty Revolution, because I went to go get a couple of things at their stand. So if you are someone with oily skin, then obviously you know you need to use either a pore minimizing primer, a mattifying primer, just a primer that is going to help your makeup last longer and correcting whatever issue that you may have underneath your makeup. If you have dry skin, then a hydrating primer is extremely important. It is also very much possible for people with dry skin to also have acne or other skin issues, so we can't always assume that it's only people with oily skin. So as you guys saw, I put like a pea-sized amount of the primer. It smells amazing on the back of my hand, and now I'm just working that into my skin. My skin is so oily when I'm not wearing makeup, but the moment I put on makeup, it's actually, because you know very often when you have oily skin, then you're going to battle with your skin producing too much oil throughout the day. The only area that actually gets oily for me is my nose, but everything else is not oily at all. So next up, I'm going in with the Versace Rose Gold Skin Mist, and this has 24K gold infused. It is also great for hydrating, priming and setting makeup, so you can use it before or after. And this is what it looks like. I also got this from Muse Beauty and it's super duper pretty. This is not necessarily a step that I've always done in my routine, but since I am trying out the Versace primer, I also think it's important for me to also try the mist. It smells absolutely amazing. I'm going to leave links to these products smell so good, to where you can purchase the products down below. So this is the magic ingredient, guys, also known as Chemical X when Professor was making the Powerpuff Girls. This is what you need if you have extremely dark marks or discoloration or hyperpigmentation on your face. Not only does it come in these tones, there's also a fair palette, which is for obviously extremely light-skinned ladies, i.e. white women. So if you are trying to correct redness, then there's a green concealer for you in the palette. There's also various tones for different, you know, fair ladies with different undertones. There's also like a pinkish concealer. I forgot what that one cancels, but yeah, for the darker skin ladies, there's medium and then there's deep. So I think this is the medium one. I'm just looking based on these two shades here because these are quite light. As you guys can see, they do have correcting shades here. They have this yellow one for people who are much lighter than me, and this orange one for ladies around my skin tone, or maybe even a little bit darker than me. The deep palette does have a deeper orange, and you guys already know orange is for correcting dark marks, and I think the yellow is for flushing out any pink. So if you have redness anyway, not pink, if you have redness. But I don't like correcting or concealing with the orange concealer. I've tried it before. I feel that it doesn't work for me. I find that very often the concealer comes through my foundation and next thing I look like an orange ball. So I really do prefer going in with a concealer that is either a shade or two darker than my actual skin tone or my foundation shade. Reason being, it will usually have a bit of a warmer undertone, and that way it just conceals perfectly without coming through and showing up you know, once I've applied my foundation. So there are these two shades over here, and I'm just gonna swatch both so that you guys can see. This is the deeper one. So as you guys can see, it's pretty dark on me. And then there's a shade that I'm almost done with, which is actually the one that I use, and I don't want to go in there and get it on my nail. So I'm just going to use a brush so I can also swatch that. So as you can see between the two shades, this one is obviously extremely warm. This shade, this is closer to my skin tone, but it still does have a bit of a warm undertone. You could either go in with the lighter or the darker concealer. I'm actually going to mix the two. And I'm just gonna start off by putting that all over my dark marks, especially the prominent ones, because the foundation that I'm also using is full coverage, so I really don't need to worry about the marks that aren't that prominent, because the foundation will probably cover them on its own. And then with the same brush, I'm sort of going to blend this because as you guys can see, the marks are little and they're sort of everywhere. So I'm just going to try and blend this out a little bit without doing too much. Now, the one thing you do not want to do is grab a foundation brush and literally like start blending it all over your face, because that's when you move the product and the coverage isn't that intense anymore. Okay, so I'm going to let that set for about 5 to 10 minutes. I want the product to really set on my skin and almost become a little bit dry, and then that's when I'm going to go in with my foundation. If you don't have this many scars on your face, you don't have to put this much concealer. If you have 2 scars, you put the concealer only on your 2 scars. Unfortunately, my breakout was very bad and it covered a majority of my face. So if I am really trying to conceal my marks, then these are the extents I need to go to. Just putting that out there. And now I'm going in with my current favorite foundation. Guys, this foundation deserves its own intro. It deserves its own Instagram page. It deserves its own island. Like, this foundation is to die for. And this is the Dior Forever 24-hour perfection high wear skin caring foundation. Skin caring, for those who are worried about, will it not trigger any acne breakouts? No honey, it is skin caring. It takes care of your skin under your makeup. Okay, I'm obsessed with this foundation. I've been using this, as you guys can see, like you can see some patches there. It just goes to show that I've had this foundation for a while, and the coverage is superb. It is so lightweight. It smells amazing. It doesn't look cakey. It's just like, for me, the perfect foundation, because it also has that finish that I always speak about, which is the skin-like, slightly matte yet dewy finish. Doesn't make any sense because those are 3 completely different categories, but guys, this foundation really does what I needed to do. And I have this in the shade 4W. And if you want to purchase this, you can get it from Edgars Beauty online or Edgars, but I wouldn't suggest you guys go to the shops right now because So I always like to use a stippling brush to apply my foundation. Now I'm going to show you guys 2 things that I do. So I first tap my foundation on to where I want it to sit with my stippling brush. Sorry, I haven't laid my wig. My wig is actually like being held by the scarf. So I'm just tapping this all over. I think I'm gonna go in with one more pump. Also gonna put some on my nose and some on my neck. And then I'm now gonna go in with a beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend this into my skin. And honestly guys, you really want to make sure that you are not blending with the concealer, you are blending onto the concealer. So even your application needs to be extremely gentle. You are just dabbing ever so lightly because you don't want to move the placement of the concealer. I'm just quickly gonna go off camera and finish the rest of my face, and then I'll be back to show you guys the final product and also give you guys advice on how you can maintain this flawless look throughout the day. Guys, this foundation, where were the marks? Sorry, what acne scarring? What acne? What were you talking about? What were you talking about, girl? What were you talking about? You better come right, you better come correct. And this is basically the look I created. I used the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette on my eyes, and then on my lips I went in with Inglot Ultra HD Matte Lippy in the shade number 42. I just highlighted the center of my lips with the KKW by Kylie Cosmetics cream liquid lipstick in the shade Kimberly, and it's this very pale pink. And you guys know the rest of the products that I use on my face: Bobbi Brown bronze highlighter, NYX contouring palette, but I will have a list of every single thing that I use and mentioned in the description box. Okay, so moving on to other tips that I want to share with you guys. Firstly, if you have oily skin, or if you are sweating that day, or even if you have oily T-zone, never ever apply a powder product directly onto a wet surface. So if your skin is producing too much oil, if you're sweating, you need to first blot either with a blotting sheet or a tissue and then powder your face. Do not put powder directly onto oily skin, because that's when your makeup becomes patchy and it just starts cracking and it looks horrible. The powder that I am absolutely enjoying at the moment is my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Matte Powder. It is a compact powder. I keep this in my bag throughout the day. I feel like it's really amazing just for, like, you know, touch-ups here and there, and it's my perfect skin tone, so it never really looks cakey. Another powder that I really do like is the Fenty Beauty Universal Compact Powder. It's literally like a translucent but compact powder. I'll insert a picture over here because it's not in this room right now. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and if you have any tips, please do share them down below. I'm always open to learning. Maybe there's a concealer you want to recommend, or a powder you want to recommend, or some sort of technique. Let us know down below, and let's all have a conversation about how to cover up our marks, because this is a reality. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you are not subscribed, subscribe once again, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Stay safe during the lockdown. Mwah.